Hey guys, Marcy Double Diamond. I am just doing a video because it's going to be a little tough lovish. Some things have kept coming up as far as people enrolling spouses or like maybe even a parent or different things like that basically it's filling a box, but the person's not going to be actively working the business. I just want to give a little tough love, a stop and think before you enroll somebody, public service announcement, we'll call it, because I have been doing this for a while. I have over 100 people underneath me. I've seen it work really well, and I've seen it work really, really bad. And I don't want to set anyone up for failure. I don't want anyone anywhere on a chart underneath me to get a negative, bad taste in their mouth from this. So I'm doing everything I can to give you guys a warning. You don't have to listen to the warning, of course, but I'm going to give it to you anyways, and hopefully you do it. Maybe it resonates. And then even we can talk about it as the situation erupts, because you all know, maybe, my diamonds, Kaylee and Kelsey, have spouses enrolled underneath them. That's worked out great for them. They both have every month ran an auto ship from their husbands, but they also have to run basically two businesses to do so, because, you know, Jason and Steven are not out working the biz. They might eventually at some point start rocking the biz and bringing in customers, but they're not doing that now. So these ladies are having to work harder, and that's totally fine because they're getting two paychecks. But I also want to point out, when Kaylee signed Steven, we were literally messaging. We might have even been on the phone at the time too. I don't know. And she's panicked. Like, she knew she needed to do it. She had a DT to throw right underneath him, but she was still scared shitless. As was I, because it was the first spouse we had signed, and I was like, oh, what are we doing? Like, we need to do this. This is a great idea. Like, we're building, but we panicked. And even after she signed him up, it was like, oh my, like, I hope that turned out. And flash forward like a month or two later, I don't even remember when, you know, Kelsey was booming, and it's like, you need to sign your husband. Like, we need to start. We have so many open spots to put people. We need to do this. And I felt confident because I saw what Kelsey was doing, but I know she was scared and was like, oh, what's going on? If you are not scared for signing up and having two auto ship commitments, you should be a little. Just because you don't want a DT under you, whether it's a spouse or not, to not have that 80 BV volume, especially if they're in one that has to have a 400 box. If this doesn't make sense to you, the things I'm saying, you're new, whatever, don't sign your spouse up. You need to work the business a little longer, because you don't know quite how to chart just yet. But you want them to have that 80 BV set up. And if you are fine and you can afford to run two auto ships without a problem, and you want the products every month, fine, dandy, that's great. Why I give the warning is, we have signed some spouses when we were booming, and it didn't turn out well. And people were seeing, okay, my paycheck is like maybe 50, my husband's paycheck is 20, so we're bringing in $70 a month, but we have over 160 going out in these auto ships. So we'll shut off his auto ship. Well, then guess what? He's probably not a 400 box. So you're not going to promote. The person above you can't promote on that not being 400 box. And it trickles all the way up to where it affects me. Which, you know, whatever. My chart is not your problem. I get that. But you're not going to be able to promote. And guess what? When your check goes down because you're not making money on his auto ship or hers or whatever, then your check goes down. And then you're really upset about the idea of, why did I sign up my husband? What was I thinking? I feel like I maybe was screwed over a little bit, even though it was your choice. So then maybe you're not even going to run your auto shipment. So then you're probably not even commission qualified. Or if you are, you won't be for much longer, because guess what? You're probably feeling down. You're not working your business. The other DTs you sign might start to feel like you're not really in it. And the thing is, a lot of times it happens when you hit Ruby level or are getting closer to Ruby. And you only have maybe a handful of people underneath you to begin with. So a Ruby, I don't know if I have a Ruby chart. Of course, I probably don't. No. But kind of, maybe. Come closer. So you have Ruby and you have 5 boxes underneath you. Typically you put your husband or your mom floating as an executive, because you want to, of course, build and make the most money off of them. Well, that only leaves 4 other working DTs. Well, chances are you're not going to have 4 actively like I'm in working DTs. You might have a couple that are like, hey, we're here to run the auto shipment, but we're not actively trying to find people, or we're not trying to find DT, whatever. It hurts your volume. It can hurt your paycheck, obviously, from volume. And it can hurt your morale and how you feel about the business. I've seen people be really excited and like, yes, we're going to sign up for spouses. And like, we are so all in. And then, like I said, you get your first check and you're like, ooh, I'm doing math and we lost money. And then stuff starts getting shut down and it just trickles to where then it can kill a whole leg. To where then it can kill a whole diamond leg. I don't want anyone to bite off more than they can chew. My rule of thumb has been, if you are actively signing 1 to 2 loyals every week, feel free to enroll a spouse, because that's what you're going to have to do to keep the turnaround up, to keep the volume to where you're making enough money to break even, as far as being able to run the auto ships and stuff like that. If you're not doing that, don't do it. I love saying I have over, I don't even know how many DTs underneath me. It's great, but if it's a box that isn't doing anything and isn't active, I would just as soon not. I would just as soon hold off until everyone feels comfortable about it. Because let me tell you what, when I see, typically if I see a guy's name come through, I'm already kind of like, who are they tied into? How are they tied in? What's going on? Just because I do like to be in the loop to advise people, because I'm not going to steer you wrong. I will not say, yeah, sign up your spouse, like, yeah, because I just, I have this really giant chart and there's open spots. So yeah, I'm not going to say just sign it up so I can start plugging in names, because if these names aren't working and they're not keeping a 400 volume, it doesn't matter on my chart. It doesn't help. So I am not going to encourage or steer you wrong, because like I said, I don't want anyone to have a negative feeling about this. I don't want anyone to lose money over this, or put themselves to where they can't pay bills because they have 2 auto ships or they've bit off more than they can chew. Never do I want that to happen. I want to help you guys build thriving businesses that make you feel good, that change your life, and that you can be sitting in the same spot that I am and some of the other leaders are in. Feel free to message me if you're in this situation to where you want to sign somebody up that basically is going to be like a ghost slot, like they're there to fill for your chart, but they're not like actively working at all. I will talk it out with you guys. I've encouraged people to sign up spouses, and it's turned out good. Some, we're still seeing how things work, and then some have been bad. And like I said, I've seen a lot. I get really concerned, and if you're, say, dating somebody and you want to sign them up, that's kind of a scary red flag for me, because relationships end all the time, whether you're dating or there's legal documentation. And if you have them tied to your business, that's theirs. That's their social security number. So do you want to build somebody up to an emerald and then say you part ways and they're still getting that paycheck, but you're working and building it? If you're fine with it, or if you feel like you're in a situation that you're going to be in for the rest of your life, like totally cool, it's fine. It's your business, do what you want. But as your double diamond leader, I'm here to give these public service announcements so that we're all running our businesses wisely and making choices and thinking about things in the long term, and not just like quick instant gratification of like, yes, I got another DT. So if you have any questions, concerns, or you don't understand something I maybe said or whatever, shoot me a message, give me a phone call, we'll talk about it. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.